What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Good day to you. And the state of Texas has a new name, image, and likeness law, better known as NIL. We're going to talk about the changes that's coming about with this new law. We're going to talk about it here. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that follow button, and subscribe to the YouTube channels if you have not already done so. Those channels are Kendrick Sports Hustle as well as TFG Sports Media. On Thursday morning, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, signed HB 126, that is House Bill 126, which will allow colleges to directly pay its athletes, putting Texas in line with the new settlement, House versus the NCAA. It will also allow high school student athletes ages 17 and above to sign NIL deals, whereas only previously collegiate athletes could sign those deals. Now, this bill was unanimously approved by both the House and Senate in Texas, and it goes into effect immediately. Under the House versus NCAA settlement, which I just told you about, schools will be able to pay its athletes up to $20.5 million starting this upcoming season, the first school year of a 10-year agreement. Schools will also be able to participate in revenue sharing. So again, that's the new NIL law in Texas now. Governor Abbott signed that on Thursday, where now colleges will directly pay their athletes, and they will be allotted some fund. Their funding is going to be, again, $20.5 million. My thoughts on this? I mean, it's where we are now. There's no longer amateur athletes. There's no longer amateur athletics. It's all a business. It's always been a business. Now it's just legal. It's legal to pay these collegiate athletes, and they've always should have been paid. Now, where does this put the schools in the state of Texas? Obviously, the biggest University of Texas is Austin, is going to have an advantage. They got deeper pockets. I'm sure there's still going to be collectives that's going to be able to contribute to help pay these athletes. But the Texases and the Texas A&M, they're going to be having the most money to spend to pay these upcoming athletes. The Texas Tech and the TCUs and the University of Houston's, they're going to be, on a smaller scale, they're going to be trying to play catch up with the bigger schools in the state. But again, I think we all saw this coming. Now it's all about who can pay the biggest recruit, how much money they gonna get, and that's really what it's all about at the end of the day, isn't it? That's my thoughts. I think at the end of the day, especially when you're making money off of someone else's ability, they should be compensated for it. I know people talk about college, it's amateur athletics, you getting a free ride, a scholarship. A scholarship isn't free, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you that. College scholarships for athletes aren't free. Those are renewable from year to year. And they also are putting in basically a 9 to 5 as a college athlete, especially when their season is in. So I think it's been long overdue. Now the NCAA is kind of it's created somewhat of a governing body, I think, to try to control how these athletes are being paid and the money that's being funneled in. Plus, now that you add the revenue sharing, that's going to be shared between all the schools, I believe, in whatever conference they're in. That's going to change the game again. But the recruiting is going to change the landscape, as well as the high school athletics as well in Texas, because now a senior, as long as they're 17 years old, they can already sign them a deal while they still in high school. They can already do that, which I have no issue with that as well. Again, if you're that good, if you're a 4-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star athlete, you put in the blood, sweat, and tears, you put in the work to become, as good as an athlete as you can be. Why shouldn't you be compensated for that? And then you can start teaching these young ladies and gentlemen, these young athletes, give them some financial literacy to go along with this. We need to get them in financial literacy classes. How to tell them how these finances work. Where you want to put your money. You don't just want to go spending money all willy-nilly. You want to be responsible, financially responsible. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Texas is now letting the schools pay their athletes, and now high school athletes in the state of Texas will also be allowed to sign NIL deals as long as they're 17 years and older. Talk to me in the comments. I'm Kendrick, the sports guy. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out.